Karen shared my teen's wheelchair spot online. 200 angry bikers came in protest. Have you ever felt the sting of injustice so sharply it made your blood boil? That's exactly what happened when my 16-year-old son, Ethan, who relies on a wheelchair due to cerebral palsy, became the target of a vicious online campaign led by a woman named Karen. It started innocently enough a sunny Saturday at our local park's bike trail, a place Ethan loved to navigate with his adaptive trike. But what unfolded was a nightmare of entitlement, a clash that shook our small community, and a reckoning that no one saw coming. It was a crisp autumn morning when Ethan and I headed to Willow Creek Park. The trail there is wide, paved, and accessible, perfect for his electric trike, which allows him to keep up with his friends who ride bikes. Ethan's face lit up as he zipped along, the wind tousling his hair, his laughter echoing through the trees. As a mom, those moments are everything, seeing your kid feel free, unstoppable, despite the challenges life has thrown at him. But as we rounded a bend, a woman in her 40s, decked out in neon cycling gear, blocked the path with her bike. Her name, we'd later learn, was Karen. "You're not supposed to be here," she barked, her voice sharp enough to cut through the morning calm. Ethan slowed his trike, confused. I stepped forward, keeping my tone polite. "Excuse me, this is an adaptive trike. He's allowed on the trail." Karen's eyes narrowed, her lips curling into a sneer. "That's a motorized vehicle. It's against the rules. You're tearing up our trail." Her accusation hung in the air, absurd and baseless. Ethan's trike was specifically designed for accessibility, approved by park regulations, and caused no more wear than a standard bike. I explained this calmly, citing the park's policy, but Karen wasn't having it. She whipped out her phone, snapping photos of Ethan's trike and muttering about posting this online to expose rule breakers. Ethan's face fell, his confidence crumbling under her glare. I felt a surge of protective anger but held it together, guiding him away. "Let's go, buddy," I whispered, my heart aching as he nodded silently, his joy stolen. By that evening, Karen had made good on her threat. She posted on a local cycling group's Facebook page, complete with photos of Ethan's trike and a caption dripping with venom. "This kid's motorized contraption is ruining our trails. Who else is sick of entitled people breaking the rules? Save our trails." The post exploded, racking up hundreds of likes and comments. Some called Ethan a spoiled brat, others demanded he be banned. The vitriol was relentless, and not one of them knew he was a disabled teen just trying to enjoy a day out. I was livid, but the real shock came from an unexpected ally, Jake, a grizzled biker in his 50s who ran a local motorcycle club. Jake's daughter, Mia, was one of Ethan's classmates and had cerebral palsy too. When Mia showed him the post, Jake's blood boiled. He'd seen firsthand how hard Mia fought for independence, and the idea of someone targeting a kid like Ethan set him off. Jake wasn't just any biker, was the heart of a tight-knit community of riders, from leather-clad Harley enthusiasts to mountain bike diehards. He decided Karen's post couldn't go unanswered. Jake shared the post in his club's group chat, adding his own message, "This woman's attacking a disabled kid for using an adaptive trike. Who's with me to show her what community really means?" The response was immediate. Riders from across the county rallied, their outrage spreading like wildfire. They planned a protest ride to Willow Creek Park the following Saturday, not to intimidate, but to make a statement. Ethan belonged there just as much as anyone. As the week wore on, Karen's post continued to fuel division. Some cyclists defended her, arguing motorized vehicles, even adaptive ones, were a safety hazard. Others, including a park ranger who commented anonymously, clarified that adaptive equipment was explicitly allowed. Still, Karen doubled down, posting again, "If you think this is okay, you're part of the problem. Trails are for bikes, not machines." Her arrogance stunned me. How could someone be so blind to the harm she was causing? Saturday arrived, and the park buzzed with tension. Karen and a small group of her cycling buddies gathered near the trailhead, holding signs that read, "Protect our trails," and "No motors allowed." She stood at the front, chin high, as if she were some guardian of justice. I stayed back with Ethan, unsure if bringing him was the right call, but he insisted. "I want to be there, Mom. This is my place too." His courage broke my heart and filled me with pride. Then we heard a low rumble, growing louder like a storm rolling in. From the parking lot emerged a sea of bikers, motorcycles, mountain bikes, even a few e-bikes, over 200 strong. Jake led the charge, his Harley gleaming, a flag with the words "Access for All" flapping behind him. The crowd parted as they rode slowly toward the trailhead, their engines a chorus of defiance. Karen's confident smirk faltered as the sheer number of protesters sank in. Jake dismounted and approached her, his voice steady but firm. "You posted about a kid in a wheelchair, shaming him for existing in a space he's got every right to. You didn't check the facts. You didn't care. You owe him an apology." Karen scoffed, crossing her arms. "I'm protecting the trails. That thing he's riding is dangerous." A murmur of disbelief rippled through the crowd. Then Mia, Jake's daughter, rolled forward in her own wheelchair, her voice cutting through the tension. "My trike's like Ethan's. You saying I don't belong here either?" The crowd fell silent, Karen's face reddening as Mia's words hit home. The confrontation escalated as more riders spoke up. A mountain biker named Sarah, who'd been quiet until now, stepped forward. "I used to think like you, Karen, worried about trail damage, safety, whatever. Then I met Ethan at school. He's not hurting anyone. You're just gatekeeping." The crowd cheered and Karen's allies began to waver, some slipping away, unwilling to face the growing tide of disapproval. Karen's resolve cracked. She tried to argue, but her voice shook, drowned out by chants of "access for all" from the bikers. Then Ethan, my brave boy, maneuvered his trike forward. "I just want to ride like everyone else," he said, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. "I'm not breaking any rules. Why do you hate me for it?" The question hung in the air, raw and undeniable. Karen's eyes darted, searching for an escape, but the crowd's gaze pinned her in place. Her downfall was swift. A local news van had arrived, tipped off by the protest's viral spread on social media. The reporter approached Karen, asking for her side. Flustered, she stammered, "I didn't know he was disabled." He should have said so. The excuse was as hollow as it sounded, especially after Ethan had told her from the start. The crowd booed and her remaining supporters abandoned her, leaving her alone with her signs. Online, the cycling group's page turned against her, with members calling her out for ignorance and cruelty. By evening, Karen had deleted her post and made her account private, but the damage was done. Screenshots circulated and her name became synonymous with entitlement in our town. The protest didn't just shame Karen, it sparked something bigger. Jake's club partnered with the park to host an Access Day where kids with disabilities could try adaptive trikes and bikes, funded by donations from the riders. Ethan was there, grinning as he helped a younger boy learn to use a trike like his. The local paper ran a story on the event, quoting Ethan, "I just want people to see me as a kid who loves the trail, not a problem to be fixed." My heart swelled reading it. Karen faded from the spotlight, her reputation in tatters. Rumor has it she stopped cycling at Willow Creek, too embarrassed to show her face. But the real victory wasn't her defeat, it was the community that rallied around Ethan, proving that kindness and courage could outshine ignorance. Jake, Mia, Sarah, and those 200 bikers showed us what it means to stand up for what's right, to fight for a world where everyone has a place. What do you think? Did Karen deserve the backlash? Or was she just misguided? Should the bikers have handled it differently? Or was their protest the wake-up call she needed? Share your thoughts. I'd love to hear where you stand.